This is the real reason why most dieters or people who engage in weight loss or trying to crush their insulin resistance fail. It's not for the reason you think. It's not because of whatever diet or foods they're eating. It's not because of the supplements that they're using. It's not any of that, actually. What holds most dieters back is their failure to understand how to properly plan and prepare. And this is what was a big revelation to me going forward. When I was 270 pounds and pre-diabetic, I always blamed the diet or the meal choices as the reason for me not getting to where I want to be. I always thought I was lied to by this influencer, or this diet's too restrictive, or it's not adaptable to my busy lifestyle, right? From my experience working, long hours as a busy professional and working with other doctors, business owners, lawyers, I've actually learned that it's not the diet that holds us back or the restrictive nature of it. I mean, it plays a large part, but it's actually our busy lifestyles and our failure to prepare for them. So it's two fronts. When I was working with Brittany, it was very similar to this. She had always had trouble staying on a diet because she felt it was restrictive and she couldn't keep up with them due to her crazy long hours. And after working together, it was not only that the diets were restrictive, it was that she was just under a lot of stress from her busy lifestyle, and she wasn't properly preparing and taking the time to do that. She wasn't giving her health the same attention and detail as she was other areas of her life. And not that requires a ton of effort, but it does require attention. And this, I think, is where most people fail. In fact, I know it is. I had this issue, and that's where I've seen several other people have the same. Most people do not treat their health the same way they treat their relationships or their business or their career. What do I mean by that? They do not properly prioritize their health. They don't treat it with the same mindset or with the same time and attention as they do other areas in their life that they do prioritize, because they likely plan and prepare for their relationships, their career, their business, but they won't do the same with their health. Once again, when I was working with Kyle, he's a sales trainer who travels 50% of the time, constantly on the road. He was type 2 diabetic, almost 210 pounds, very similar situation. He had trouble sticking to a proper diet, and he always thought it was the restrictive nature of the diet and they didn't have the right hacks or tips. In reality, it was his approach, his lifestyle, and failure to properly plan and prepare. And we worked together and we made sort of a go-to plan on the choices that he should have on the road, different things that he can indulge in, as well as just taking the time to make a structured framework for what he's doing so he can take that wherever he goes. And now he has a proper plan and wherewithal no matter where he goes. And that's what's allowed him to lose over 30 pounds and cut his metformin dose in half. Now his hemoglobin A1C is down a full point and he's healthier than ever and pretty much off his blood pressure medication. It really is powerful when you take a different mindset towards your health. Working the same with Steve. Steve is a business owner. He owns 2 automotive shops. He does very well for himself, but it's the same thing. He works long hours and always thinking that it's the diet. That's the reason he can't keep up, and that's simply not the case. It's the structure and the way you approach it. It's planning and preparing for what we're doing going forward. And this allows you to slip up a little bit and not completely set yourself off for a relapse. So with that said, when you properly have a good framework and prepare and give your health the same attention and detail as other areas of your life, you'll really start to see the results open up. It just requires you to properly plan and prepare and use a more defined structure, not a diet, but a structure and framework, because every other part of your life that you prioritize has structure. And what is structure? All structure is a system of habits that you follow, some accountability, right? You're accountable at your business or your job, you're accountable with your relationships, and properly planning and preparing for those. That's really it. When you have a proper plan and structure and you pay attention to that over time and you put in the effort, everything opens up. And the crazy thing is, it's a lot less effort than restrictive dieting and soul-crushing workouts in the gym. This is what I've noticed, and this is what's allowed me to keep all the weight off I've lost over the years and not go back into being pre-diabetic. It's really relieving, honestly. And that's what I've seen with pretty much all the clients that I've worked with. Everyone tells me this is way easier than what I've been doing before, you know, and that's sort of the reason I don't make like one-off plans for people. It's because your whole lifestyle needs to be taken into account. You need to build a framework around that. That's why building like one-off plans or this is the foods that you should eat, that doesn't work long term, because your life doesn't work that way. Your life is much more stressful and kind of be up and down. Don't get me wrong, sure, there's, you know, a different list or whatever of different things that you can indulge in, but, you know, a simple framework of, you know, different groups of foods is much more adaptable versus you can only eat this and you can only eat that. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's not the specific foods or the specific diet that's holding you back. It's that you don't have a proper structure that meets your needs and your lifestyle. If you're a busy professional, entrepreneur, executive, you're very busy, and you also have your family and your personal obligations as well as your professional. And you need to start paying attention to your health in order to maximize those things long term. That's how you're going to get the most out of the other areas of your life. But this requires implementing a structure that fits those things so you can adapt to it and it can adapt to you. But once again, I hope this helps you guys. This is what I've learned over the years, and I think is the most important thing when it comes to health. You need to treat it like these other areas of your life. If this was helpful to you, please subscribe, smash the notification bell, leave a comment, like button. Also follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and DM me if you have questions. If you are interested in the Healthy You program and you want to work with me, feel free to book a call below or DM me if you have questions. I hope this helps you guys, and follow me for more.